Are you ready to go around the world? Sit back, relax, and buckle your seatbelt as we take off for an adventure. It's jet-lag free but filled full of fun and travel insights. The only thing you'll need to pack is a sense of humor. Time for the award-winning travel show, Around the World.
And greetings, Globetrotters and armchair travelers.
Konnichiwa!
Konnichiwa!
Welcome to Around the World.
And why are we speaking Japanese?
Because our episode today is all about Japan, Hokkaido and Tokyo to be specific. And I can't wait for us to share our tips and tricks from our recent travels as the Olympics are quickly approaching and Japan has become a top tourist destination unlike ever before.
It truly is one of the great destinations in the world. Not even getting there can be half the fun, because if you take a Japanese carrier like ANA, All Nippon Airlines, or JAL, you'll get the sense of being in Japan before you get there.
You're lucky I took Delta, so I did not have that experience. But now I think I know how I should plan my next trip.
They're definitely wonderful airlines in Asia and certainly in Japan. We're going to start off the experience going to Tokyo. As we mentioned, Nikki just got back from Tokyo, and it's got some fabulous video that you're going to get to see.
Thank you.
And then we're also going to see another side of Tokyo, including the fish market and other things like that.
Yes.
And later on, we're going to go to the island of Hokkaido. We're going to go and visit Sapporo, which, speaking of Olympics, that was where the Winter Olympics were a number of years back. But in the middle of winter, which is going on right now there, it's very cold. It's probably one of the coldest places in the northern hemisphere, other than maybe the Arctic. But they have some of the best fish. They have ice sculptures that are going on. They have a big ice sculpture festival that's going on right now. And then, of course, they're skiing north of Sapporo in Niseko and some of the other ski areas around that. So we're going to give you a little bit of everything Japanese. So what I would do is I'd get a bottle of sake and pour yourself a glass, sit back, and enjoy yourself as we go around the world. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Tokyo.
Canine of mine, friend for all time. So glad you're my best friend. Through thick and thin, we'll see things through. Canine of mine, so true.
For the complete A to Z of everything to do with animals, go to animalzone.org. And we're back here. How would you say "and we're back here" in Japanese? Or just anything. How would you say "hi there, everybody" in Japanese?
Konnichiwa, this is afternoon. Konnichiwa is traditional hello. Ohayo is good morning. And konbanwa is good evening.
And Ohio is a nice place if you happen to go to the U.S.
I've not been there.
But no relation, huh?
But you're bringing up alcohol, the sake, Sapporo, reminded me, I don't know if you heard, but they had the World Cup in rugby in Tokyo recently.
I didn't know.
They ran out of beer.
Wow.
There were so many tourists who came to Japan that they ran out of beer. And they had to ship in larger quantities because they had no idea that the foreigners were going to drink so much.
Amazing.
But that's rugby fans for you.
I bet the Brits were really on top of that one. I actually watch NHK, which is the Tokyo news station. And you can get it on your app. You can get it on a lot of cable channels too. But it's really, really a good news station. But one of my favorite things is watching sumo wrestling, which is also a fascinating sport.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a sumo?
I have yet to go to a tournament, and I'm dying to, but I don't know if you all have heard, but they have female sumo wrestling now.
Ah.
And I don't know how you feel about it, but I suggest looking it up on YouTube. It's
female sumo wrestling in mud.
No, unfortunately, no. It's very traditional, but I would want to get in their way. Let me say that.
Yeah. And are they very, very large women?
Yes, very intimidating.
Because that's part of the thing, isn't it? Just how big and bulky they get.
They just are eating nonstop, eating and fighting. But
wow.
it's an ancient sport, and I would really love to see that live. So I hope to have that happen next time I'm there.
All right, so now we're going to look at a video that you shot when you were recently there. You want to give us a little preamble before we go?
So I was born and raised in Tokyo, actually, and I moved to the States during my childhood. And it was lovely to go back to my hometown and discover new places as well as visit my favorite ones. I decided to make a video of my trip so that you can see everything from cultural experiences, museums, as well as the amazing food. I actually had the best pizza of my life in Tokyo, believe it or not.
Pizza's an Italian dish.
You've
been in Naples.
But
how can you do that?
Well, if you think about the Japanese culture, they do understand that there is no perfection, but they aspire to perfect everything that they can, which is why all different types of cuisine in Japan is incredible. Tokyo alone has more Michelin star restaurants than any country in the world, and that's just the city of Tokyo. And my father had been raving about this Neapolitan pizza place, PST, for about a year. And I thought he was ridiculous. Then I went to Naples, had pizza, loved it, thought it can't get better than this. I'm gonna tell you, this pizza in Tokyo, best in the world.
What's the secret?
So this chef prepares a traditional way. There's a 1,000-degree oven, but he uses 4 different types of wood in the fire, and then he throws different types of Japanese salt over the pizza to create a glaze. And each pizza cooks in a minute or less.
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible. My mouth is watering just thinking about it right now.
Wow, I'm ready for that too. And I just had pizza at Italy in LA, which is pretty good pizza too.
Italy's
they got
great.
those nice big pizza ovens, but there's something
really
about
doughy like that too.
That heat is so important, and I guess Caputo flour is really an important component.
It is, because a lot of chefs who aren't well versed in Italian pizza, they actually undercook the dough. They just raise it up in the oven to make it have that char on top, when really the inside is undercooked.
Not good, huh?
So you want it to be an even cooking.
All right.
Sorry, chef talking here.
That's why we have the holistic chef Nicholas. All right, let's take a look at your video and get our appetites wet. Here we go.
Join me in Tokyo.
We are off to Tokyo today. So excited. Say hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Look at Tokyo. We have arrived. Time to go to our apartment in Ebisu Sanchome. This is Aiku Gion Hospital. This is the Japanese Royal Hospital where my sister and I were born a long time ago. This is Arisagawa Park. I used to play here every day when I was a little girl. Mochi. This was my favorite food as a child. You pound rice in wooden barrels till it gets nice and sticky. Dip it in teriyaki sauce. So good.
Hot stuff.
My first matcha of the trip. Cheers. I just left the cutest cafe where they have sweet potatoes, soy milk, and banana juice. It's all organic. Oh my God, that's so good. Check it out. This needs to come to the States. We're at my family friend's Tenmaki restaurant.
This is natto. It's one of the healthiest foods in the world. It's fermented soybeans. You can contains high in probiotics, vitamin B, and it may smell a little funky, but it's delicious. And this place does it right.
This is called masasake. It's not matcha sake, but masasake, because the wood is made out of this masu wood. Sounds good. And it's the measure of 1 cup of rice for making cooked rice. A pinch of salt.
Making fresh wasabi. Amazing.
長芋、しそ、梅、わさびの刻んだの、
Veggie special.
ベジスペシャル。どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
長芋 the sticky potato がね。
I'm inside this old farmhouse converted into a bar. These rooms. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I am in Depachika department store. The bottom level is all food. Everything you could imagine, from kimchi to Chinese to all Japanese cuisine. It's incredible. I am on the lower level now, which is all produce, and look at this. Shroomin. The nashi, this is my favorite fruit of all time. It's a cross between a pear and an apple. And yes, it's organically grown. It's the most delicious thing you'll ever have. Highly recommend it. It's hard to get in the States. A few stores sell them organic, so you gotta be picky. So I'm in a spice and condiment shop that's all based around rice. It's about what you pair with rice as far as spices and condiments go. So this is white rice. I'm gonna take some home. This is a variety pack. Definitely getting this. And this is all brown rice. Wow. Amazing. Now you can see all these different condiments here.
They just made it.
I love bread. Look at this. I'm in the cutest little bakery. Look at this. Amazing. Look down the blade. You shouldn't be able to see either side of the knife. It should just be straight down the center. This is beautiful.
Unbelievable, Nikki.
Thank you.
That you're mentioning that band in that bar that you went to where they were a cover band. They've been around since the 80s?
Yes. Well, they don't have the same standing band, but the venue has been around since the 80s. And of course, during that time, it wasn't considered old music they were playing.
Yeah.
It was, now we call it classic rock, but it was just covering popular songs then.
And so how's it work? You go in and have a drink and...
You go in and then it's this place called Bauhaus. It's my favorite rock bar in Tokyo. When you order a drink, you order a song. And they have a list of all the songs they can do. There's like hundreds. And I mean, that video had a woman singing Zeppelin. I mean...
Amazing.
Amazing, amazing. And then this other cover band bar, Kento's, is wonderful because all these businessmen come from work all stressed out and they just dance the twist to this like doo-wop music, and it's just lovely to see how happy they are. I did not dance, but I watched.
It certainly was tempting to get up and start dancing in this airplane, but we actually got to refuel our plane. We're now in Haneda Airport? Haneda Airport.
Yes.
So we're going to refuel the jet, and then we're going to carry on to our next destination here in Japan. So stay tuned.
Wait.
We'll be right back on Around the World.
Water, the essence of life, flowing from Mother Earth, gathering essential minerals, trace elements, and vitality as it journeys to the surface, collected fresh and pure from springs around the world, each one as unique as a fingerprint. The world's best bottled waters are waiting for you at bottledwaterweb.com.
Welcome back to Around the World. Domo arigato. And don't touch my mustache. Doitashimashite, right? Something like that. I don't know.
Doitashimashite.
Yeah, okay. Don't touch my mustache. I don't have one anyway. So, folks, now we're going to go on back to Tokyo. A little bit different video. This is one that I shot a while back, and well, you just see a different side to Tokyo. It's such a huge city, and there's so many aspects to it.
Do you know that the population of Canada is the population of Tokyo?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
and
38 million people.
That's amazing. Wow. Alrighty. Well, let's take a look at Tokyo from another point of view. Roll them.
Well, here we are. We're at LA, about to fly on American, the new American, from Los Angeles to Tokyo on a 777. So, looking forward to seeing how it travels and who travels with us. American Airlines got a new look this year for the first time in 45 years. The twin letter A's and Eagle have flown the coop in favor of a single diagonal slash of red and blue with a white eagle head. Red, white, and blue stripes on the tail seem especially patriotic. Inside the 777-200, first class is fitted with 16 flagship suites, arranged in a 1-2-1 configuration. The seats feature lie-flat beds with a pitch of 92 inches and a width of 21 inches.
Offices do you have where you get a drink served to you in your office? With a view like this.
Thank you.
Who
was above average, starting with a smoked salmon and blini appetizer, followed by a corn chowder soup. For a main course, teriyaki noodles with shrimp was good, but the best was the hot fudge and caramel sundae with whipped cream and pecans. Time flew on the 10.5-hour flight from Los Angeles to Narita Airport. You know you're in Tokyo when the iconic Tokyo Tower passes by the car window. But you really know you're in Tokyo when nothing passes by your window because of the traffic. The quickest and cheapest way to get around Tokyo is with the subway. Tokyo's metro has an extensive network, and with a little help from a guide from toursbylocals.com, I was able to make a dash to the busy Tokyo Fish Market. If you plan to attend the auction, it's best to arrive by 4 a.m. For those who just want to see the market anytime before 10:30 a.m., we'll give you a taste of the world's largest and busiest fish market.
You were right about the chaos.
Yeah.
There we go.
Shellfish abound, including the popular geoduck or giant clam used in sushi, octopus, freshwater eel, and the prized sea urchin or uni commands impressive prices.
Very good? Good season? Yeah.
This season now, so I really like it.
And what's the difference between the two, besides the price?
The kind is different.
The kind is different. And that one is, but a different color, yes? Very
different color, and kind itself is different.
And speaking of color, the sides of fresh tuna or maguro with the candy apple red flesh is enough to make any sashimi fan jump for joy. Sushi Dai, a popular spot for breakfast sushi at the fish market, serving the freshest sushi around, starts at 6 a.m. and the line can be long, sometimes with a wait of up to 2 hours. The Namiyoki Inari Shrine, just steps from the fish market, dates back to 1673. It is the unofficial guardian shrine for the marketplace and the people who trade there.
And why are the paper on the tree?
This is a fortune paper.
Ocean paper.
Fortune.
Fortune.
Fortune paper. Futures.
Bells, and the gold one is always sleeping. In other words, it doesn't get rung.
Yeah.
Right? Why is that? Why?
To wake him up.
Oh, okay. So we don't want to wake up the dragon.
Yeah.
We want him to sleep.
It's the 15th anniversary of Pokemon, the popular Japanese cartoon, trading cards, games, and anime. At the center, pricey souvenirs are for sale, although original trading cards are now only found at collector centers. One such center had Pokemon and other cards along with Transformers and anime characters. The anime was for decades just produced for Japan, but now the West has discovered these characters, from magical girls with superpowers for the younger set to erotic girls with little left to the imagination for older consumers, with some dolls costing upwards of $100 each.
Why do you want this? Why would someone want this? Why does somebody want this? And apparently, a lot of people want this. Yeah, apparently.
Sega, the video game developer, has a video and game arcade in Tokyo where one can play some of their popular games as well as win prizes. The pulsating sound from the games, the smoke, the disco music makes the visit a high-energy experience.
It's time for some seafood in a quiet restaurant. Tokyo has over 160,000 restaurants, so you can find seafood in many of them. But where seafood really excels is in sushi bars, because only the finest seafood is served. Here at the Ritz-Carlton in Tokyo is Arita, a sushi bar that specializes in super premium raw fish.
Great sushi involves a number of important components: crispy roasted nori or seaweed, the best rice called koshihii hakari, an innovative dish such as hints of mandarin with ikura salmon roe. At Hiki, a teppanyaki steak restaurant, everything is prepared by an all-female staff from Okinawa. Located at the top floor of the Mitsukoshi Ginza department store, Hiki features buttery Kobe beef, fresh shrimp, which are pressed into virtual crispy chips. Trichi Premium Supermarket, open 24 hours a day at Tokyo Midtown, is the center for all things delicious. When it comes to seafood, sushi-grade sashimi from salmon to toro is only rivaled by the artistically marbled Kobe beef, running about $50 a steak. In Tokyo, armed with enough yen, every desire can be satisfied. Thanks to Chris and Nikki von Wiesenberger, Sheila Walker, Yoko Scott, ToursByLocals.com, the Tokyo Ritz-Carlton, Heki Teppanyaki, Pokemon Center, Sega, Trichi Premium, American Airlines, Travelology, and the Japan National Tourism Organization. Copyright 2013 American Travel Media Corporation, all rights reserved.
So we have to clarify that segment that was shot at the seafood market is no longer there. They moved it.
No, they moved Tsukiji Market to, it's like the outskirts of the city now.
Yeah,
I actually haven't been to the, I know.
That was such a traditional spot
so
to
much
go.
history there. It's amazing.
But it's always worthwhile going to a fish market because you really get, especially if you're a fish eater, it's fantastic to see what comes in.
They've been auctioning them off the same way for centuries. It's really interesting to see.
Yeah.
But you have to go at like 4 in the morning before a lot of the tourists go.
That's true.
Right when the fishermen arrive.
And as we showed, the sushi bar is open at 6 a.m.
Yes.
for a little breakfast sushi.
Amazing.
Who knew they could do that? But anyway, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've still got some more Tokyo to explore, a little bit of a different video, which we'll talk about when we come back from this break. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society is an independent, local, community-based nonprofit with adoptable animals ready to find a forever home today.
The Santa Barbara Humane Society offers low-cost spay and neuter and vaccinations to cats and dogs in our community. And Dr. Sisk is our veterinarian who performs those surgeries and helps with the vaccinations. Also, please have a relationship with your local veterinarian in case of an emergency.
Visit sbhumanesociety.org and remember,
at the Santa Barbara Humane Society, we want you to adopt, not shop.
Sometimes people fall on hard times. There are lots of families in our community that can't afford to feed their families. That means kids go to school hungry, and their parents don't even know where the next meal will come from. The Unity Shop treats these families with respect, allowing them to shop in the free food store for stuff their families like and use.
Right now, we are desperately in need of funds to buy turkey and chicken for families who will go without this holiday season. If you can help, please go to unityshop.org.
Welcome back to Around the World. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger. The beautiful Nikki Connor, the holistic chef Nikki,
hello,
is with us as we travel across Japan. Today's our all-Japanese show. We've been in Tokyo at a couple of different aspects of Tokyo. Nightlife, Nikki showed us what was happening at night. I was showing you what was going on during the day. And now we just have another video that kind of was filmed during the rain, which happens occasionally in Japan.
It rains more in Tokyo than London, so you can't really miss
somehow, it seems different. It's not as grim and dismal.
Certainly not, no.
I don't know
it's beautiful.
why.
I can't wait to go back during cherry blossom season.
Oh,
that'll be magical.
I want to do that too. All righty. Well, let's take a look at Tokyo in the rain. And here we go. Oh, rain and shine. So just to give you an idea, of course, you're traveling east to get to Tokyo, but you cross the international date line. And when you, as I mentioned earlier, ANA is one of the great airlines to fly over to Tokyo. The quality of the food, the service is amazing, and they have a very good safety record, all of which I like a lot.
I like the sound of that.
I don't know if you've been down to this shopping complex.
Yes.
It's kind of a famous one. There's everything you ever needed and a lot of stuff you never knew you needed, all being sold there.
They do call them unuseless Japanese inventions for a reason.
And you see some stuff you can taste you never tasted anywhere else, like that last thing, which is a very, very salty fish. The Sony store, remember when Sony was a big name in the world of electronics? Pre-Apple and a few other things, pre-Samsung. But they're still on the Ginza, and it's interesting to see what they're doing as far as technology
goes.
Yes,
there's still parts where they're far ahead of us.
Yep.
Technology.
And you can go to these, go to the Sony store and really have fun looking at all the things, some which you can buy and bring back with you. Some things won't work in the States. But if nothing else, it's just fascinating to see the options that exist here. By the way, that's my old ancient camera.
Very cool.
Tokyo Station was redone a while back, and now it's...
Yes, they've been doing a lot of construction, like the Harajuku Station, they're actually going to tear down and rebuild, even though I'm kind of bummed they're not leaving the foundation because it's such a historical building.
Yeah, that
a
is
major
a shame.
part of the city.
Of course, you can't help but talk about eating when you're in...
Teppanyaki, gotta love it.
And that's a very, actually more expensive meal, teppanyaki.
It is, but you know,
things.
it's about just, they know how to cook it just right, and it's the most simple ingredients. It's all about just emphasizing what they already have, whether it's the vegetables or the meats or the fish, and it's just a simple charcoal grill, but it's just the way they do it is so perfect.
This is the room at the Ritz-Carlton, one of the suites there.
Beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. The views from the Ritz-Carlton in Midtown Tokyo are just spectacular. And it's a wonderful hotel. They have a club floor where you can have breakfast, lunch snacks, dinner snacks, drinks. It's on the 52nd floor. And from up there, you really get a chance to see all of Tokyo from one spot, and also enjoy a nice snack or beverage. It's truly worth the money if you're looking for a luxury experience in a hotel. I can't say enough about the Ritz-Carlton. And I've stayed at a few of the other.
The Andaz Hotel has a wonderful rooftop as well. I went for tea, but these women go there every day and they eat all these pastries and tea. And I don't know how they stay so tiny.
See, at the Ritz-Carlton you can go to the spa. You can
nice.
swim it out or work up, or if worse comes to worse, just a nice shiatsu massage wouldn't be too bad. But Tokyo Midtown is an amazing shopping center. It has the Sapporo Museum on the top floor, but then it's got all these incredible shops.
Roppongi Hills is very cool near in Ginza area, Roppongi.
At the supermarket on the ground floor, there is just every kind of fruit and vegetable, and the fruits are wrapped in like they're gems. I mean, it's just amazing how much they respect the quality of fine food. And at this particular market, you just can't believe the things you see.
I see nashi, my favorite food on earth.
Oh, is that right? How about durian? You ever have durian?
It's an acquired taste.
Durian is one of those fruits that smells so bad.
That it's like feet.
Like bad feet.
Bad feet.
It's something that actually, if you go on a bus in certain countries, you're not allowed to bring durian on board because of how bad it smells.
Not surprised.
But if you ever go to Thailand, you can get durian, and it's very tasty in Thailand. Of course, Tokyo Tower.
Love Tokyo Tower.
One of the great. It's their version of the Eiffel Tower, right? Sort of, I guess. And so it's a wonderful spot to go. Tokyo is
any time of year, really. I mean, people typically try to go during cherry blossom season in the spring, but I was there in the fall, and I love being there in the fall as well. The quality of the food is excellent. The weather's nice. It's just, the leaves are changing. It's lovely.
Pretty nice, huh? All right, well, I think coming up next, we're going to go and do a little skiing up north.
I'm excited.
And visit Sapporo. So,
my first runs this season.
So get your bindings on, get those tips ready, because we're going to go on skiing here on Around the World. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. And welcome back to Around the World. I'm Arthur von Wiesenberger. This is Nikki Connor, the holistic chef, Nikki. And we are going through Japan, and we're going to do a little side step. Before we go up skiing, we're going to go down to Kyoto. And Kyoto has an amazing history, doesn't it?
Certainly does. It's the original capital, and there are so many beautiful temples. Whenever someone tells me that they're going to Tokyo, before I send them my list of recommendations, I suggest that they go to Kyoto at least for a day or two as well. It's only a 2-hour train ride outside of Tokyo.
So it's very close.
Very.
Well, let's take a look at what's cooking in Kyoto and roll the video.
Kyoto is a city of history, mystery, and revelation. It was Japan's capital and the emperor's residence from 794 until 1868. Osaka is the nearest airport to Kyoto, but if you're traveling from Tokyo, the fastest way there is by train. So we're aboard the Shinkansen, or bullet train, which links many cities in Japan. This one is going from Tokyo to Osaka, and it goes about 300 kilometers an hour, or about 190 miles an hour. Very quiet, very comfortable, extremely well insulated, and this is the cabin where most people are just sleeping. There's some food being served on board earlier, which is a bento box. Not bad. Anyway, 2.5 hours from Tokyo to Kyoto. Mumi is a small and charming boutique hotel sequestered in the Gion district of Kyoto along the peaceful Shirakawa River. The hotel has only 7 rooms, but each has a unique Japanese style with antique furniture, some with tatami bedrooms, and all with top technology.
Oh, we're back. Thank you.
Would you like something cold to drink in our salon?
On a hot Kyoto day, nothing was more refreshing than an ice-cold ginger drink and a cool air-conditioned hotel. Breakfast is especially impressive at Mumi, with fresh soup, mixed fresh fruits, yogurt, boiled egg, cappuccino, croissants. There's enough temptation to lure one out of their cozy bedrooms. It was time to start seeing some of Kyoto's sights, and Mumi secured a great driver and guide. Symbolic of Kyoto is Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion, a Zen temple in northern Kyoto, perhaps one of the most famous buildings in all of Japan, and whether in the winter or summer, its golden reflection shimmering in the pond before it is awe-inspiring. The original 14th century temple was torched by one of the temple's monks. Most recently rebuilt in 1955, with all its gold leaf splendor, the inside rooms are rarely open for visitors. One exception was when President George W. Bush visited Kyoto on November 16, 2005. He had a first-hand view of the interior, which is also covered in gold leaf. The gardens are traditional Japanese style, with some remarkable specimens, such as a 600-year-old bonsai tree.
Like sound shows ocean or sea, ocean. The stone is island. And the stone is a total is 15 stone.
Once the shoes are off, you can enter the Ryoanji Temple, where one can see the finest examples of a Zen rock garden in the country. No one knows who designed it or what the meaning is. There are 15 rocks, but at no time can you see all 15 at the same time, no matter where one sits. They say, though, you can see the missing rocks through meditation, in the mind's eye. Located within the fortification of a wall and a moat is the original Nijo Castle. Originally built in 1626, it was struck by lightning in 1750 and burned to the ground, and then rebuilt. The floors are called nightingale floors because they make a chirping sound when walked upon. They were used as a security device.
Arigato. Say something in English. Hello, America.
Hello. Hello. America.
Very good. Good. Very good. All right.
I'm not really big on.
Gion Kappa is a fun, casual restaurant where one can sit at a counter which surrounds the kitchen on 3 sides. Food is prepared in front of you, and the chefs hand you the dishes. Just about everything on the menu is 390 yen, or about $4. Very reasonable by Japanese standards. And the place is filled with locals. Sushi, tempura, and yakitori are popular. The adofu, or cold tofu, was especially good in the warm summer night. Cold sake also hit the spot.
Okay. Oh, my cup runneth over.
In Japan, Buddhist temples and Shinto shrines coexist, sometimes right next to one another. Many temples and shrines are at the top of a long stairway. Some say that the number of stairs corresponds with the number of human desires, and walking up the stairs is a philosophical exercise to extinguish those desires. At the top is a purification fountain. Here one takes a ladle, fills it with fresh water, and then rinses both hands. One is also supposed to rinse the mouth with water poured from the ladle into the hand. Tea ceremony in Kyoto is a taste of Zen rituals. At En, a small tea house down a hidden alleyway in the Gion district, one can witness the precise movements from the cleaning of the tea utensils to frothing the bitter green tea with a whisk to the clockwise turns of the cup before you sip. The kimono-clad server speaks excellent English, and the experience is a taste of true Kyoto tradition. The most famous geisha district in the world is Gion. Old wooden buildings that house tea houses and exclusive Japanese restaurants is where the geishas entertain their customers, often at a price of up to $1,000. But geishas are not call girls. The geisha entertains her customers with music, stories, and games. If you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of a geisha walking between tea houses in their zori sandals and in amazing kimonos. Tourists are quick to try and snap a picture in the dim evening light, but geishas are camera shy and dodge the paparazzi. But the cards fell in my favor on a second night of a geisha quest. One suddenly appeared out of the darkness and walked directly by my rolling video camera. Domo arigato, Kyoto.
Well, there you go, Kyoto. It's awfully
Such a
stunning,
magical
huh?
place.
What a great spot.
It is. So much history.
Well, we're going to refuel our jet here in Kyoto, and then we're going to take off and go to Sapporo here on Around the World on our all-Japanese show. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bonjour Alex.
Bonjour Renaud.
Happiness? It's great food prepared the French way.
Chocolate eclair.
What makes you happy?
A touch of Paris.
Without the trip to France. Handcrafted daily in our bakeries, especially for you. Indulge yourself.
Bon appétit.
Please visit Renault's in Gelston, Santa Barbara, Long Beach, and La Cañada, Flint Ridge.
We're back here on Around the World, and we are going to go skiing and snowboarding. You're probably a snowboarder, aren't you?
No.
You're a skier.
I'm a skier.
Wow, that's great.
I've been skiing since I was like 2 years old.
Well, in this video, my son, Chris, is the snowboarder. I'm the skier. I kind of feel like, you know, the old guy.
I'm usually surrounded by snowboarders, but I let them pave the way for me in the trees. That's helpful.
Well, he definitely got some great footage. He actually had his own selfie stick, which he was snowboarding with, and I think you'll enjoy some of the footage. So why don't we go to Sapporo and Hokkaido and Niseko here on Around the World.
Hokkaido is a northern island in Japan, with its principal city being Sapporo, and was home to the Winter Olympics in 1972. The day we were there, it was the coldest day in 40 years, where the daytime high reached minus 10.1 degrees. It was a good day to visit the Nijo fish market, if you like your fresh fish slightly frozen. After seeing all that potential sushi, it was only natural to go to Toriton Sushi, one of the best in town. Although it's got a conveyor belt sushi delivery system, it's easy to order favorites such as snow crab, toro, and the spectacular local sea urchin. The Sapporo Snow Festival began in 1950, and today is a major winter event. It is the site of the International Snow Sculpture Contest, with teams competing from across the globe. An estimated 2 million visitors come to see the almost 200 ice sculptures, both big and small. The epic snow destination Niseko is about a 2-hour train ride southwest from Sapporo. Niseko is one of the snowiest ski resorts in the world, with an average snowfall of 600 inches, known as Japao. The season runs from November to May. In January, it averages 6 inches a day, or almost 15 feet. The Hilton Niseko Village, which opened in 2008, is a 5-star ski-in and ski-out resort with 8 restaurants and a natural hot spring.
We are in Niseko Village, heading up Morino Chair, and we've got a lot of fresh snow out there.
At the Rira Sushi Japanese restaurant at the Hilton Niseko Village, there was an enticing promotion. All the sushi you can eat at lunch in 1 hour for only $28. It didn't include delicacies like uni, but it did include some delicious options. Imagine the combination of phenomenal powder skiing with fantastic sushi right on the slopes. Even with all that snow, one can still occasionally get a bluebird day. The precipitation from the Sea of Japan is swept up with the frigid winds from Siberia, creating a champagne powder to rival the best of the Rockies. This is a powder wonderland. On a Bluebird day, morning breakfast is an early affair, although it's hard not to take a little time to savor the view of Mount Yotai, a prominent, inactive volcano that resembles Mount Fuji.
Three is one more chair. One more this and then one more chair. Okay. And this is a single chair. Single chair, yeah.
I remember the single
You know the
chair.
single chair. We call it a pizza box chair.
Pizza box. Hey, Chris, is that a Domino's pizza box? So here we are, going to the top of Annapurna. This is an amazing mountain, not a volcano. That's a volcano behind me, but this is a mountain, and it just opened, and it's lots of fresh powder in the back bowls. Can't wait.
The last 20 minutes is a hike from the pizza box chair to the summit, which is a mere 4,265 feet.
Yeah.
With the bright sun and lots of fresh powder, this is skiing nirvana. Skiing between the birch trees seduces one into a false sense of security. One wrong turn or a misjudged distance could spell disaster. These trees are unforgiving, and unlike conifers, have no pine needle branches which could help soften a run-in. This is skiing for experts, and on a fresh powder day, there's no shortage of experts. And the reward for a little challenge is some of the most spectacular powder skiing on the planet. Soon to open is the impressive Park Hyatt Niseko in Hanazono. The ski-in, ski-out hotel will have approximately 100 guest rooms and 100 residences. Across from the hotel is Restaurant Asperge, featuring Michelin 3-star chef Nakamichi. This fine dining restaurant features delicate soups, fresh local oysters, creative sushi wraps with fresh seafood, greens, exotic spices, as well as grilled meats served with a creamy mashed potato. And for a finale, a refreshing fruit-flavored mousse. If the experts are all out on the powder runs, one can sometimes find solitude right on the wide-open groom piece, which are very impressive. From the top of the chairlift in Hanazono, there's a stunning run to the resort base, which gives one a chance to gain some speed, test out the carving ability of both a snowboard or skis. The Silver Dream Run has a great mix of terrain from steep and fast to more mellow cruising. Near the bottom of the run is the fun part, with a competition halfpipe and some of the best jumps in Niseko. The House of Powder celebrates the greatest powder party in Japan by taking guests up a private mountain by snowcat to ungroomed powder runs. Several snowcats operate throughout the day, ensuring that there are plenty of runs for everyone. There are cleared runs from when the mountain had a ski lift, but there are also tree-rich runs with large banks and gullies offering exciting terrain.
So we're just going to bomb down this main open run. There's some thin trees at the bottom before the cat track, so they'll slow you down, and then you want to take that cat track out to the left. Later on the day, these trees over here are nice and open, pretty good fun. These ones are a little bit tighter, but also great. Yeah, so first round we're just going to go down here and follow that cat track out. Have fun.
This is heaven on earth. Skiing somewhere in the middle of Japan. Not a soul to be seen. Just the snow coming down, these amazing birch trees, and yeah, it's about as good as it gets.
That was the day!
Oh, well, there we go. That is all the best of Japan today,
I need to go back to go skiing now. I'm so tempted.
I mean, between the skiing, the eating, the spirituality, Japan really has it all for everybody.
It's such a magical place.
It's terrific.
And the culture is so interesting. The people are absolutely lovely.
They sure are. If you want to know more about Japan, one of the great resources is the Japan National Tourist Organization or Office, and you can find them on japantravel.com here in the U.S. And they can really, that site has a lot of good information. Again, airlines, I would highly recommend looking at ANA or JAL as ways to get over there. And certainly in Tokyo, the Ritz-Carlton as far as a hotel to stay at. Also up in Niseko, the Hilton is terrific. There is also another Ritz-Carlton which is opening up. I believe it's opened in the Niseko area, and you know, just go there. I think one of the great things when you go to Japan is to just be in the country and not get too carried away with an agenda.
Exactly, I agree with you. One day I walked like 20 kilometers.
Wow.
In a day.
In a day?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Because I had a few plans of places I wanted to go, but then I just was walking around Harajuku and in the park and just enjoying myself. And then I started feeling shin splints and was like, what's going on?
Time for some sake.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching. We enjoyed you coming along with us on Around the World. We want to thank our incredible director, Michael Nicholson, and also our editor, Ken Baxter, for doing a great job with today's show. And of course, all the folks at TVSB, the best place to go, even to visit the last place on earth, as we do here on Around the World.
Thank you for tuning in with us.
We'll see you next time. And in the meantime, happy trails.
Thank you for traveling with us today on Around the World. We hope you'll join us for another adventure next week. In the meantime, all of us at Around the World wish you happy trails.